Hello students, lecture 25. In this video lecture we will discuss about the geography chapter 6, that is manufacturing industries. Chapter 5, minerals and energy resources, is not for the point of view board exams. For that is decided by the board this time due to corona, for internal assessment also. So now we will not have lectures on that. So lecture 25 based on geography chapter 6, that is manufacturing industries. In this lecture we will discuss the following articles. Number 1, importance of industries, location, ideal location of industries, classification of industries. So importance of industries. Industries are primarily important for the following factors. Point number 1, industries modernize agriculture and reduce heavy dependence of people on agricultural sector or agricultural economy by providing them job in secondary and tertiary sectors. Second point, industries development is a precondition of removing unemployment and poverty from the country. It also helps in bringing down regional disparities, that in industries people from different walks of country based on religion, caste, gender are working together without any differences. And industries are also established or set up in the tribal and backward areas. So it is very important part of industries. Third point for importance of industries is industry enhance foreign export and currency, which is much needed for international trade. Industries help in bringing foreign currency export, which helps for international trade or international business. Next point, our prosperity, economic development and other developmental factors lies in the increasing and diversifying manufacturing of industries as quickly as possible. Agriculture and industries are not separate from each other. They go side by side. One hand, agriculture provide raw materials to the industries. On the other hand, industries provide modern machinery and seeds and irrigation modern methods. So this is how agriculture and industry go hand in hand. That is called hand in hand. So this is a statement for justification, and questions are asked based on that. Justify the statement that industries and agriculture go hand in hand, so that you have to elaborate. In the present day world of fast globalization, our industries need to be more efficient and competitive. Self-sufficiency is not enough. Other than qualitative and quantitative aspects of industrial production is also needed at the international and international level, because since our products when are taken to the international market, so they should be quantitatively and qualitatively both. They should compete the international markets. And development of industry is known as the economic barometer of a country. It is important for 1 mark. So this was the importance of manufacturing industries. Next article is contribution of industries to national economy, means how much the industrial sector contribute to national GDP. First point to this we can mention, during last 20 years the share of manufacturing sector has been stable at 17% of GDP. Total 17% of our GDP, gross domestic product. So 17% means out of 100 rupees, if national income is taken, that is 100 rupees, then 17 rupees come from industrial sector. And total it was targeted 27%. target from industrial sector is 27%, but till now we are just able to maintain 17%. So this 10% is dependent on mining, quarrying and gas industries. So this is also coming, but slowly. Second contribution is the share of industrial sector is much lower in comparison to some East Asian countries where it is 25 to 35%. In other countries, the GDP share is 25 to 35%, and growth rate in manufacturing over last 10 years has been 10% per annum against a 12% desired growth rate. Desired growth rate is 12%, but yet it is taken 10%. Third point to this we can mention is since 2003, manufacturing is once again growing at the rate of 9 to 10% per annum. It is the statistical data given in the book, so I have mentioned over it here. But since now data is more, but we have to stick to the book content, because book content is questions are asked based on the book content. So and last point to this is, with a proper policy of the government, the manufacturing can achieve its target over next 10 years. The National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council, NMCC abbreviation, National Manufacturing Competitiveness Council, has been set up for this purpose, which takes over an eye over the industrial production. So this was all about the contribution of industries in national GDP. Next is the location of an industry. Means before setting up an industry, some factors are to be considered, that where suitably an industry is to be set. So first is, industrial location are complex in nature. These are influenced by availability of raw material, labor, capital, power supply, nearness to markets. But it is very difficult to have all these facilities available at one place. Second point, manufacturing activities start to locate at the most suitable place where most of these resources available or can be arranged at low cost. Remember, labor, raw material, power supply, transport, security, they can be made available anywhere, but that most important factor is the cost effect. So it should be at the lower cost. Third point is this: after an industrial activity starts, the industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. This is also a statement based question, that urbanization and industrialization go hand in hand, meaning where industries are set, their cities and towns are growing, and where towns and cities are there, their industries are growing. So both these are go hand in hand. Cities provide market to the industries of different kind of services such as banking, insurance, transport, labor, consumer markets, etc. Fourth point to the industrial location is, many industries try to come together to make use of advantages offered by urban centers known as agglomeration economies. This term is important, agglomeration economies, meaning when industries tend to come together to make use of advantages offered by urban centers like special economic zones, industrial zones, etc. Gradually, a large industrial agglomeration take place where many industries come together and they take the benefit, the advantages notified by the government. Last point to this is, in the pre-independence period, most industries, manufacturing units were located in place from the point of view overseas trade such as Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, etc. If we go to the historical background of industries in India, we find most of the industries are located on the coastal towns, because those days the trade was sea trade, the coastal trade it was. So more industries developed in the coastal town, as Bombay is one of the largest industrial hub. Kolkata, Chennai, Madurai, Surat. So all these are old industrial centers. But now industries are diversifying. So and then what are the out of this? What do we conclude? The four factors, ideal factors which influence the location of an industry in concluded terms. Number one, decision to locate factory at the site, a place to be selected. Number two, cost of obtaining raw material. Number three, cost of production at the site. And number four, cost of distribution of the production. Things are produced, so at what cost they will be distributed into the market. So this is what is the ideal location of an industry. Next article comes the classification of industries. Sorry. Industries are classified into various categories. The first category is on the basis of source of raw material used by industries. Agro-based, the industries which use their raw material as a agricultural produce. Sugar industries use sugarcane. Cotton textiles use cotton. Jute industries use jute. Rubber industries use rubber. And all this raw material is agricultural produce. So they are called agro-based industries. Second is mineral-based industries. Many industries use minerals like cement industry use that is lime, etc. Steel industry, steel and iron industry, they use raw iron. Aluminium industry, petrochemical industries, so they use raw material. Their raw material is in the form of minerals which is obtained from natural resources. So those industries are called mineral based industries. Second classification is according to their main role. According to the main role, the industries can be classified as basic or key industry. Basic industry is that which provide raw material for other industries. Like iron and steel industry is basic industry as they provide raw material for automobile industry, for electronic industry and so on. Petrochemical industries provide raw material for plastic industry, for cloth industry and so on. So these are called basic or key industries. It is important for 1 mark. Second is consumer industries. The industries whose production is directly consumed. For example, sugar industry, for example, paper industry, baking industry, etc. Means their products are used directly. Third category of industries is on the basis of capital investment. Capital investment industries are classified into two categories. Number one, small scale industries. These industries are defined with reference to the maximum investment allowed on the asset of a unit, and this limit is 1 crore or below. So industries whose investment is 1 crore or below are called small scale industries. And large scale industries, so the industries whose investment is above 1 crore, they are the large scale industries like textile industries, iron and steel industries, sugar industries, cement industries are the examples of large scale industries. Small scale, that is handicraft and basket weaving, etc. These industries are called as small scale industries. The fourth category of industries is on the basis of ownership. Who is the owner of the industry? One first set is the public sector industry. Public sector which are managed by government, whose all production rights are under the government, like BHEL, SAIL, Bharat Heavy Electrical Limited, Steel Authority of India Limited, etc. Second, private sector industries. The industries whose production is under the control of an individual or group of individual, like TISCO, Tata Iron and Steel Corporation, Bajaj Auto Limited, Dabur Industries, Reliance Industries are some examples of private industries. Third is joint sector industries. Joint sector industries are those industries which are run jointly by the government and by the individuals or group of individuals. Oil India Limited is an example of such industry. Fourth one is cooperative sector industries. It is important in itself. Cooperative sector industries are those industries which are owned and operated by the producers or by the raw material suppliers and workers all. Producers, raw material suppliers, and workers are the owners of cooperative sector industries. All these people pool in their resources and share profit or loss proportionately. Like examples are important for cooperative sector. And now be specific here. Sugar industry in Maharashtra. Remember, sugar industry in Maharashtra is example of cooperative sector, and coir industry in Kerala are the examples of Amul in Gujarat. Amul dairy products is in Gujarat are some examples of cooperative sector industries. And last is the last classification under this of industries is heavy industries and light industries. Heavy, whose raw material, if raw material is bulky like iron and steel industries, their raw material is bulky, so it comes under heavy industries. Cement raw material is that is lime and other things, they are also bulky, so these are the example of heavy industries. Light industries, industries whose raw material is light goods, for example electrical goods, electronics, pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals are the industries which make medicines, etc., means their raw material is light. So this is what is the classification of industries. So here from this classification we concluded that one industry may come under more than one classification, that is on the basis of raw material, use of raw material, on the basis of weight of raw material, on the basis of capital investment, on the basis of ownership. So be specific, questions are asked based on classification of industries. So thank you very much in this video. This much from my side. Keep on watching. It will help you to understand the industries. Thanks again.